We're counting down the 10 cheap cars that actually look super expensive. From stealthy sedans that fool the valet to head-turning new models that rival six-figure rides, these picks offer designer looks and luxury presence for a fraction of the price. We'll reveal used market steals, brand new value bombs, and a couple of wild cards that defy the badge worship trap, each ranked for maximum design punch and minimal financial pain. Which car delivers the ultimate upscale illusion for less? Let's kick off the countdown with number 10. Kia hired Peter Schreier, and the designer behind the original Audi TT, to create a sedan that would turn heads even in a lineup of German luxury cars. The result was the Stinger GT, a Grand Tourer with a fastback silhouette, wide stance, and a full-width LED light bar that looks straight out of a six-figure showroom. Walk up to it and you'll spot the long hood, deep wheel arches, and the signature tiger nose grille, all details borrowed from the playbook of Europe's most prestigious brands. Inside, the quilted leather seats and brushed aluminum trim complete the illusion. But here's where the Stinger flips the script. While an Audi A7 or BMW 4 Series Grand Coupe will set you back $65,000 to $80,000 new, a used Stinger GT from 2018 to 2021 now lists between $24,000 and $35,000. Thanks to a 40 to 60% depreciation hit. That's Camry money for 365 horsepower and all-wheel drive. Maintenance? A typical brake job runs $520 compared to $900 on a comparable German rival. The only thing you'll be paying for is a car wash and the occasional double take from the valet. The Chrysler 300C doesn't whisper luxury, it shouts it from across the parking lot. That massive upright chrome grille is pure boardroom intimidation, flanked by LED halo headlights and a high squared-off belt line that gives the car a sense of weight and authority. Ralph Gilles, the designer behind its bold look, once described the 300C as deliberately imposing, made to signal ambition and success. Under the hood, the 5.7-liter Hemi V8 rumbles with a sound that turns heads at every intersection. You get the kind of presence and engine note you'd expect from a Bentley, but the reality is far more practical. Clean, low-mileage examples from 2015 to 2020 now sell for $18,000 to $25,000. The secret weapon? Parts are shared with the Dodge Charger and Challenger, so a replacement coil pack runs about $65 compared to $190 on a European V8. Owners talk about the surprise on people's faces when they realize this CEO-worthy ride is cheaper to run than a compact SUV. You're not just buying a look, you're buying a shortcut to status, minus the luxury tax. Lexus set out to build a coupe that would never look dated, no matter how many years passed. The RC 350 stands out with its deep spindle grille and sharply sculpted bodywork, design choices that draw inspiration from high-end exotics like the Ferrari Roma, and triple beam LED headlights give the front end a modern, high-tech signature that still looks fresh years after launch. Every detail from the arrowhead tail lamps to the cab rearward stance was chosen to deliver an expensive, ageless presence. Inside, the RC 350's stitched dashboard, new luxe leather, and real aluminum trim set it apart from rivals that cut corners on materials. Consumer Reports ranks these model years in the top quartile for reliability, and owner surveys back up that reputation. Mechanical issues are rare, and the interior holds up to daily use better than most German coupes. Used prices for a 2015 to 2018 RC 350 now range from $26,000 to $32,000. For that, you get a V6 engine that's nearly bulletproof, a look that never fades, and a cabin that feels expensive every time you get in. Volvo's approach to luxury is quiet confidence. The XC60 T6 AWD doesn't chase flash. It radiates a kind of Scandinavian wealth that feels both modern and timeless. Up front, the Thor's Hammer LED headlights cut a distinct signature, instantly recognizable even in a sea of high-end SUVs. The vertical chrome grille and high beltline give the XC60 a solid, upright presence, while the proportions, long hood, short rear overhang, mirror the stance of much pricier European rivals. Inside, the cabin is a masterclass in minimalist design. Open pore wood, soft leather, and a crystal gear shifter set the tone. The dashboard is clean and uncluttered, with subtle ambient lighting and a portrait touchscreen that feels lifted from a concept car. Every detail is intentional, down to the muted color palette and tactile controls. It's the kind of interior that makes you feel like you're in a designer's loft, not a family hauler. Used 2018 to 2020 XC60 T6 AWD models typically list between $28,000 and $36,000, depending on mileage and trim. That's half the price of a new Land Rover Velar or Audi Q5, yet the Volvo matches them in presence and comfort. Maintenance costs run lower than most German competitors, with independent shop data showing fewer major repairs and lower incident rates. Safety is another strong suit. Every model from these years carries a 5-star rating from both NHTSA and IIHS, making it a smart pick for those who want luxury and peace of mind. The XC60 is proof that understated design and family-friendly utility can look and feel far more expensive than the price tag suggests. Hyundai's Elantra Limited doesn't just break the mold for compact sedans. It looks like it rolled straight off a European concept stand. The design, led by Sang-Yup Lee, is all sharp creases and dramatic angles, what Hyundai calls parametric dynamics. Up front, the Z-shaped LED daytime running lights slash across the face, creating a signature that's instantly recognizable even at a distance. The grille stretches wide and low, with a black mesh pattern and a silver lip that wouldn't be out of place on an Alfa Romeo or a Mercedes AMG. The roofline sweeps back in a coupe-like arc, and the sculpted sides catch the light like a high-end show car. Step inside and the illusion continues. The limited trim brings a pair of massive, seamlessly connected digital screens, one for the gauge cluster, one for the infotainment system, spanning more than 20 inches across the dash. Piano black trim, metal look accents, and red stitched seats all add to the upscale feel. It's a cabin that feels more like a tech lounge than a budget commuter. But the real kicker is the price and peace of mind. The Elantra Limited starts under $28,000, brand new. And Hyundai's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty is the longest in the business. That's a decade of coverage, something you'll never get from a German luxury car, no matter how much you spend. And with the Elantra Limited, you get a car that looks and feels expensive, but comes with financial security built in. It's proof that cutting-edge design and real-world value can finally live in the same driveway. Kia's K5 GT line grabs attention before you even unlock it. The lightning bolt LED daytime running lights slash across the front end, what Kia calls the heartbeat signature. It's a bold move inspired by the kind of dramatic lighting you'd find on a Jaguar XF or a high-end Audi, but it's right at home on a mid-size sedan priced thousands below the competition. The fastback roofline sweeps into a short, muscular rear deck, giving the K5 a profile that looks more like a European sports sedan than anything else in its class. Designers stretched the dash-to-axle ratio and lowered the roof, borrowing visual tricks from luxury four-door coupes to make the car appear longer, lower, and more expensive. Open the door, and the GT line trim delivers all the right cues: a flat-bottom steering wheel, contrast-stitched seats, and metallic accents that wouldn't be out of place in a car twice the price. And the K5 shares its platform with the Hyundai Sonata, which means proven reliability and easy-to-find parts. Real-world transaction prices for a well-equipped GT line hover between $27,000 and $29,000, even with popular packages, keeping it comfortably under the $30,000 mark. Some dealers may try to sneak in appearance package markups, so it pays to double-check the sticker before you sign. For buyers who want their daily driver to look like it belongs in the executive parking lot, the K5 GT line is the smart way to get big style, everyday dependability, and a price tag that leaves room for a real vacation. Ford's Maverick Lariat doesn't try to hide its roots. The squared-off stance, bold mesh grille, and C-shaped LED headlights borrow straight from the Bronco playbook, giving this compact truck the same commanding presence you'd see on a Mercedes G-Wagon or a $50,000 off-roader. But the Maverick's secret is that it delivers all that visual punch for less than $30,000, even with the top Lariat trim. And the body sits high on chunky 18-inch alloys with crisp shoulder lines and a stamped tailgate that looks ready for anything. And step inside and you'll find navy and gray leatherette, orange accents, and a surprisingly upscale dash. And what sets this truck apart isn't just the look, it's the hybrid powertrain. The Maverick Lariat Hybrid returns an EPA-rated 37 miles per gallon in the city, a number that's unheard of for a pickup with this kind of visual gravitas. The fuel savings alone can add up to thousands over 5 years, turning a style statement into a practical choice for daily commuters and weekend adventurers alike. Demand for the Maverick was so intense at launch that some dealers tacked on markups as high as $8,000, But Ford's increased allocations have helped keep Lariat models within reach. For buyers craving utility, standout design, and genuine fuel savings, the Maverick Lariat Hybrid is proof you don't need a luxury badge to park like a boss. Toyota's Prius has always been about efficiency, but the latest generation flips the script on what a hybrid can look like. The 2023 Prius Limited arrives with a profile that's more sports coupe than science project. Its sloped roofline, wide stance, and aggressive nose give it a silhouette that's been openly compared to the Porsche Taycan. The full-width LED light bar stretches across the rear, echoing the design language of cars twice or three times the price. Up front, the ultra-thin intake and blade-style headlights signal a level of precision and intent that's rare in this price bracket. Inside, the XLE and limited trims bring upscale touches, stitched soft-tech seating, a sweeping digital dashboard, and ambient lighting that feels lifted from a luxury electric vehicle. The effect is immediate. Owners report coworkers and neighbors asking if it's the new Tesla or a high-end European import. But the reality is even better for the wallet. The Prius Limited starts under $30,000 and delivers an EPA-rated 57 miles per gallon combined. That's more than 600 miles on a single tank with no range anxiety and no premium fuel bills. Toyota's 2023 redesign was a gamble. Design chief Simon Humphries pushed through a bold, low-slung look despite internal resistance, and the bet paid off. The Prius now blends tech-lux style with unbeatable efficiency, making it a magnet for buyers who want to look like they're driving the future without paying for it. For those who want to signal modern status, save thousands on fuel, and enjoy bulletproof reliability, the Prius Limited is the ultimate proof that design and return on investment can finally live in the same garage. Volkswagen's Golf Alltrack SEL is the ultimate insider move for anyone who wants to signal quiet European affluence without the flash or the price of a luxury badge. The Alltrack's design is all about understatement, a long, low wagon body with just enough ride height to suggest adventure, not ostentation. The proportions are classic Euro wagon, short overhangs, crisp lines, and a subtle chrome grille that wouldn't look out of place in a Saab 9.5 Aero Estate or a Volvo XC60. It's the kind of car you'd expect to find parked outside an architect's cabin or a boutique ski lodge, not a strip mall. The SEL trim brings the details that matter. A panoramic sunroof floods the cabin with light, while the faux leather seats and brushed metal accents deliver the tactile cues of a much pricier car. The Alltrack's secret weapon is its Haldex all-wheel drive system, marketed as 4Motion, which quietly routes power to the rear wheels when needed, giving you confidence in rain or snow without the fuel penalty of a full-time system. Unlike Subaru's symmetrical setup, this AWD is predictive, engaging only when slip is detected, and requires nothing more than a scheduled fluid change every 40,000 to 60,000 miles, while on a $250 job at most independent shops. What really sets the Alltrack apart is its serviceability. Under the skin, almost every part, engine, transmission, brakes, infotainment, even most interior trim, is shared with the standard Golf or Golf Sport wagon. That means parts are easy to find and repairs stay in the realm of mainstream pricing. Only the rear differential and a few suspension bits are unique, and even those have Audi and VW crossover siblings, so sourcing is never a headache. Use 2017 to 2019 SEL models, typically with under 80,000 miles, now list between $16,000 and $22,000. A price that's held steady since VW discontinued the model in 2008. Enthusiasts and mechanics alike praise the Alltrack as the sleeper of the wagon world. It flies under the radar, delivers true German driving feel, and projects a kind of wealth that doesn't need to shout. If you want to look like you summer in the Alps, but only want to pay for a used Honda, this is the car that lets you have it both ways. Genesis built the G80 to make a statement. You don't need a German badge to command respect. The proportions do the talking. Long hood, short overhangs, and a roof line that flows into a fastback rear. The front is dominated by a massive crest grille, flanked by quad Ella LED headlights that echo Bentley and Aston Martin, not a mainstream sedan. Walk around the car and every detail feels intentional. The parabolic side crease, the turbine style 19-inch alloys, the deep metallic paint. It's a car that looks like it belongs in the executive lane at the airport, not in the used car classifieds. Inside, the illusion only grows stronger. Napa leather seats, open pore wood, and real metal trim wrap around a panoramic dash. The rotary shifter and knurled dials wouldn't be out of place in a car double the price. Genesis designers put their money where it matters. Tactile materials, soft ambient lighting, and a minimalist layout that rivals the best from Europe. Owners talk about the silence at highway speed, the way the doors close with a solid thunk, and the looks from neighbors who assume a six-figure purchase. But the real magic happens when you check the numbers. The G80 3.8 V6 had an original sticker price around $55,000. Thanks to aggressive lease incentives and Genesis's push to break into the luxury market, used examples from 2018 to 2020 now trade between $25,000 and $35,000, a full 50% depreciation in just 5 years. That's not a flaw, it's an opportunity. You're buying a car that rivals the Maserati Ghibli or Mercedes E-Class in size and presence, but for the cost of a new Camry. The 3.8-liter V6 is the smart buy, naturally aspirated, proven reliable, and less complex than the turbocharged alternatives. Service techs recommend verifying a complete maintenance history, but most report the V6 as mechanically straightforward, with routine costs far below German rivals. Genesis owners often share the same story. When friends or coworkers ask what they paid, disbelief is the first reaction. The G80 delivers the biggest design-to-price arbitrage in the luxury world. And if you want to drive something that looks like a CEO's bonus but costs less than half its original price, this is the ultimate cheat code. The badge might be new, but the luxury is real, and the savings are undeniable. From the quiet sophistication of the Volkswagen Golf Alltrack to the executive class presence of the Genesis G80, this countdown has shown that luxury looks aren't locked behind six-figure price tags. Across all 10 entries, a clear pattern emerged. Bold design, smart lighting, and quality interiors now come from unexpected brands, often at half the price of their luxury rivals. The most shocking revelation? Cars like the new Toyota Prius and the Ford Maverick Lariat, once seen as purely practical, now turn heads with futuristic styling. Every vehicle on this list qualified by offering genuine visual impact and upscale cues while sidestepping the crippling cost of a luxury badge. The real insight is simple. In today's market, status is about design, not just a logo. The aspirational lie is over. You can drive a car that looks expensive without paying the luxury penalty. In the end, the smartest move isn't chasing prestige, but recognizing where real value and great design intersect.